going to be nice the latter part of the weekend. The beginning part is going to be a little bit windy along the coast as that trough of low pressure passes through, especially tomorrow once the front passes. But it is still going to be nice at the beach. So if you want to go get to the coast, please do. In the meantime, take a look at this. Increase in clouds over downtown Los Angeles. That trough of low pressure is digging into Southern California from the Pacific Northwest, and that's why we're going to see a very deep marine layer. We're going to see the possibility of some drizzle overnight and maybe even some sprinkles, believe it or not. It's going to be great because it's unusual for this time of year. In the meantime, the winds haven't been quite as strong today as they were yesterday. Out of the west-northwest in Palmdale, still at 32 miles per hour. Otherwise, in the teens, 14 miles per hour in Riverside, but still a little bit windy as well for some of our lower deserts. 29 Palms and Palm Springs, both out of the southwest and northwest at 20 miles per hour there. We still have a wind advisory to deal with, plus the 7 days, because you do need to plan that holiday weekend. We'll have all that coming up in just a bit. Right now, we need to check some 5 Live traffic, which takes us to Orange County. A brand new accident along the northbound side of the 5. As you approach the Culver Street exit, lanes are partially blocked and traffic is going to be slow as you come away from the 133 through that portion. All right, and that's a look at your 5 Live. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you, leaving you with this view of the Caltrans camera. This is the 210 at Santa Anita. Not a bad drive in either direction through that stretch. Back to you.
Thanks, Vera.
All right, and this is something you have to see. The clouds really rolling in. That deck of clouds getting thicker by the minute, and that's because a trough is moving in. The winds are still with us. We still have a wind advisory, so we'll be talking about that. Plus, the 7-day, the weekend is here. We need to take a look at that. And your 5 Live traffic for a Thursday evening. We'll start off in the San Gabriel Valley on the 60. Those details in just a few minutes. Yes. All right. So let's get to our weather because we do have a lot to talk about outside currently. Sprinkles. Right now, here's a view over LAX, and you can see here's that deck of clouds already starting to push onshore from the Pacific, and you saw it over the mountains. The winds are still partially with us. Sustained winds right now in Palmdale at 32 miles per hour towards the low deserts, like Palm Springs and 29 Palms, still at 20 miles per hour. So it's still a little bit windy for some of our areas. In fact, we do have a wind advisory. They're going to subside for a moment, and then they're going to get strong again. So you'll see these wind advisories and these high wind warnings come up and down. In the meantime, though, we still have wind in effect until 9 p.m. tonight for the mountains and deserts of LA and Ventura, and that includes the Antelope Valley. We're going to see potential gusts to about 50 miles per hour, so still going to be blowing pretty hard out there. That marine layer is going to thicken up tonight, and boy, take a look at this. By 6:30 tomorrow morning, it's pushed up way up against the hills, and not just that, but when it does that, it like causes a little bit of it's like a sponge. It rings out, and then we get that drizzle in the morning. And it could even be a little bit of sprinkle activity because, again, it's going to be so deep and so heavy. As we take a look at those over forecasts for the Inland Empire, here's what you're going to see. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow to mostly cloudy, 63 degrees, 69 by Saturday, 78 on Sunday. And then take a look at Monday, the holiday, beautiful, 83 degrees, clear. Ask me. All right, very quickly, 5 Live traffic. Let's take a look at that trouble spot through the San Gabriel Valley. Eastbound side of the 60 at Azusa, lanes are blocked. Their traffic, remember, is is already going to be slow out of East LA. That's just going to add to those delays. And then there's a vehicle fire, car on fire on the eastbound side of the 130. But man, slow go, stop and go from before the 5 all the way into the West San Fernando Valley. All right, that's a look at your traffic and your weather. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you. Okay. And we'll also be taking a look at the forecast. The clouds are developing over downtown Los Angeles. Gray out there and breezy in some spots, plus the 7-day forecast. We'll have that coming up in just a bit. And your 5 Live traffic, we'll be taking a peek at the 10 where there's a brand new accident on the westbound side of the freeway. Those details in just a few minutes.
Get that publishing deal.
Did he say skip breakfast,
Skip
Micah?
breakfast, yeah.
I have never heard that.
Never.
And skip broccoli?
No, that's the key. If you've never heard it, come up with the idea and publish it, right?
You know what,
He's
Mike?
onto something.
I think you're onto something. OMG. All right, we need to put our heads together and think of something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Skip breakfast? Oh, dear. All right. Oh, dear. The winds are sort of still with us. They're calming down. By tomorrow afternoon, they're going to regain strength. They're going to develop into the evening hours, and then finally by Saturday, they'll calm down again. Right now, it is hazy outside because those clouds are rolling in. Today, we reached a high of 73 degrees, a couple degrees below the average. So the temperatures are going to continue to cool down by many degrees tomorrow, almost 10 for almost everybody. Right now it's 67 degrees at the airport, 71 in Fullerton, 70 in Ontario, and 64 along the coast in Camarillo. Here's what that area of low pressure is going to do. This is the microcast, which shows us how it's going to move in the next several hours. Right now it's sitting over Oregon. As I advance it, it's going to swing south into the area. The circulation around that low is going to pick up moisture from the Pacific and push it on shore. Once that front actually passes, the winds behind it are actually going to regain strength, and that's when you'll see all those advisories and warnings reissued again tomorrow evening through the overnight hours, and then by Saturday morning things will calm down. In case you missed it earlier, here's that marine layer. Take a look at how it's going to develop during the overnight hours. 6:30 tomorrow morning, here's what it's going to do. It's going to push well on shore. Everyone is going to be covered from Ventura, LA County. This is Orange County. This is San Bernardino, and here is Riverside. It's going to push up against the foothills, and as it does, it's going to wring that moisture out, and we're going to see some drizzle, and some of you may even need that windshield wiper because it's going to look like sprinkles for many of us. Take a look at these highs for trees on Saturday. Mostly clear skies. By Sunday, we're back up to 83. A ridge of high pressure returns, and then boom, Thursday at 68 degrees. All right, that's the 7-day forecast. 5 Live traffic. Let's talk about that trouble spot on the westbound side of the 10 at Atlantic. Lanes are blocked there. Overall, not too bad. Remember that most of the traffic on the afternoon drive actually heads east, so you're going to see much heavier traffic eastbound, even though the accident is actually on the westbound side. Southbound side of the 405 at Sunset Boulevard, this accident being cleared out of lanes and over to the right shoulder. It's not too bad. It's a little bit sluggish out of the Sepulveda Pass. And finally, on the northbound side of the 101 at Vermont, there is also an accident there sitting in lanes. They're trying to clear it, though. All right, don't forget KTLA News.